I want to just talk to you about a few things. First, I want to just tell you, you saw our report, you have heard the data about what's going on in Detroit, and you know that Detroit has a real problem. But I want to tell you that that problem does not generate from Detroit. The problem generates from multiple issues. One is the statewide public policy and how it's being implemented here in Detroit. It is about the demographic decline, the number of people who have left our city, and it's also the concentration of school choice that's happening, the density of that in our place that is basically eroding academic quality in every school district. We right now, all of our school districts, their academics are declining in general, not every single one of them, but as a whole, academics are declining, and that is because the erosion of our schools, because they have lack predictability and stability around their finances, around their enrollment, is distracting them from focusing on the core business of education. And one of the other things that you have heard us talk about and you've seen in our report is that there are too many people in charge of education in Detroit. We have 14 authorizers, 60-plus districts who are all making decisions about what's going on in our neighborhoods and in our schools. And as a result of that, some of the neighborhoods have not enough schools, and some of the neighborhoods have too many schools. And children are not getting the highest quality of school accessible to them. And this is hurting our kids. We know it, our young people tell us often, and we talk to many young people in this process, and our young people have told us how they feel and know that they are not being challenged. They know that they are being underprepared. They know that they have great potential, and that we are summing up we start to describe them as broken children, when in actuality it is a broken system. Our children and our educators are not broken in these schools. And it's time that we free them up so that they can do the job that we know that they can do, and that they can achieve the way that we know that they are destined to do. So we are committed to taking a look citywide at academic quality. We want the same standard for every single school. We want everybody to compete very clearly on what a good school is, and you'll see that in our report. And we also think that we're going to have to give people a little help. And that help for us is the establishment of the Detroit Education Commission. Now, this commission you'll see here, I thought they had individual responsibilities, but this commission is going to be responsible for essentially the planning and development function for schools. Looking at what schools do we need in this city, where do we need them, and listening to the community by working with 7 regional districts who will work within the city council districts with residents and parents and teachers and principals who will have a say about what schools should open and close in their neighborhoods. We're also asking that this commission be appointed by the mayor. We're also asking, because it's not just, let me just push on this point right here, because I think Reverend Anthony is absolutely right. If the headline is the mayor takes over schools, that's the wrong headline, because we are not recommending that. What we're recommending is that the mayor, as the elected official of this city, take responsibility for looking at the whole landscape of what's happening and ensuring that we keep all schools, that they're performing at a high quality. The management of schools, the people who need to run schools, we're recommending that it ought to be the Detroit Public School Board, just like any other district across the state. We want an empowered school board. We want them to have responsibility for things like finance, policy, academics, hiring. We want them to look at curriculum. We want them to run a competitive school district that will educate children well. And that's the same thing that we're asking of charter schools too. We want charter school boards to do the exact same thing. But we are asking that charter authorizers release some of the autonomy that they've had, not because they're zealots about school choice, but they will do it because it is good for Detroit and it's good for children. And since we make up the majority of the charters in the state, it is about time that we all step in and contribute to fixing this and get better coordination.